All right. Now are you ready for this?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, man.
I love this intro.
So good. Dude, I'm loving your background. If you guys aren't watching on YouTube, you guys need to check out Corey's background. It looks sick.
I'm so glad I finally got him back.
That's a story we still need to share at some point.
Some point.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the OKistCook podcast. I'm Chris Whonsetler, host, joined with Corey, coming at you from the office. We have a cool guest. We have Mr. Tyler Mieden, co-founder of Okayest Hunter and one of the Upduck brains. How you doing, Tyler?
I'm just living the dream, Chris.
Living the dream.
Yeah.
It's Christmas time, and we've got little kids running around who aren't behaving, and yeah, we know the feeling.
Yep.
That's life. That's life. Yeah. Any notable meals you guys have eaten lately? Do you guys have any like Christmas specialties or?
That's a good question.
Anything standing out these days?
Yeah, leading question here. So, I have notable meals right now. Let me just back up. We are eating a lot of Dutch baby pancakes right now.
Ooh,
that's the thing we're eating. Yep.
That's fancy.
And yeah, they are delicious.
Like for breakfasts or like a breakfast for dinner situation.
Kind of like a breakfast for dinner situation.
Nice. He's got it right in front.
It's half eaten. Yeah.
Yes.
With some strawberries,
So
right?
good.
Yeah, get my health on. They're sort of like a really airy pancake that you make in a cast iron skillet, actually.
Ooh, speaking Corey's language.
Yeah.
Yes.
Corey, have you done this before?
Yeah, I'm all cast iron and stainless steel, but I prefer the cast iron for sure.
Okay. All right. So
that is sort of you're a strawberry guy, right? On your pancake?
I do, yeah. I like strawberries.
Nice.
You can dress this up. A lot of the recipes you'll see will have like a little powdered sugar on there too. So if you got like young kids, you can pretend it's like snowing on there and make it really festive and things like that too. It's a really simple meal when we don't have anything prepped and you're like, okay, what can we whip up in 20 minutes? It's like throw it's like 5 ingredients into the blender, blend it up.
Okay.
Hot preheated cast iron with little butter there. And it's just, pour it, bake it. And it comes out great. It's very satisfying. You can top it with syrup. I don't have syrup. I just plain and crush it.
Keep it simple.
So
Love it.
Dude, we might dig into this later, but you should try that with some duck fat instead of butter and see how that comes out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's chat.
You could talk me into that.
Corey, what have you been munching on?
Yeah, so I'm trying to go a little bit kind of semi carnivore right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's probably a bad time of the year of trying it. But remember the guy that I met on Facebook that gave me all that meat?
Yeah.
So I had a Sika loin today.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, it's
so good.
I'm so glad that he only gave me because I think he ended up giving me 60 pounds of Sika, Apex, and antelope. I've burned through a ton of it. I'm trying to save as much as I can for you guys to try.
I want to try it real bad.
It's so different. I mean, it's not even close to whitetail in my opinion.
That's wild.
It has and I love whitetail, but it has a really just clean, there's no game taste to it at all. It's so good.
Do you know where he got that?
Texas,
okay.
Yeah.
Sika,
so I took,
deer.
I just did, a super basic in the cast iron with salt and
is that and
butter.
Showing my ignorance here. Is that the deer that's in Hawaii? Is that Sika? The invasive deer that is supposed to be like the best meat.
Is it Hawaii or Alaska? I can't remember.
I know they're native to Alaska, right?
Yeah, they might be.
I think there might be
there's the Apex too.
Okay. We'll have to Google this later.
And there's no season on Apex in Texas.
Yeah, Texas is wild, dude.
Yeah. Well, I also just found out that when I texted you guys the other day that we need to do a Tennessee hunt. Did you know that there's no daily? There's a 3 per day daily limit through the whole season for does.
Jeez.
It goes out to be like 176 does for the year.
Oh my gosh! If you can find them, it's a lot of dough.
That's a lot of meat, man. It's a lot of processing too.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'll share my meal with you guys. I made a cassoulet today, and we have an episode in the past. I forget what number with Ricky Folger. She mentioned it. I don't think it was her recipe at the end, but I was digging through my cookbooks trying to figure out what to do with a chuck roast, a beef chuck roast that I had, and just randomly flipping through. Chef Hunter, is it Michael Hunter or Hunter Michael? Sorry, Chef. I'm forgetting your. It's a black cookbook. It's real sick. It's either Hunter Michael or Michael Hunter, Hunter Chef on Instagram, I believe. But he had a goose cassoulet recipe that I kind of tweaked, changed a few ingredients, so it's nothing like Michael's. We'll just call him Michael, Hunter Michael. Nothing like his recipe from the book. But dude, it came out really good. I don't necessarily know what to classify it. Basically, it started as a roast, but then it kind of like turned into a stew at the end. But it's a very bacon forward. Like there's a ton of bacon in there. Well, half pound of bacon to like a maybe pound and a half, 2 pound roast.
So is it so the liquid turned out to be a little bit thicker?
Well, you put a bunch of beans in there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and so the beans kind of soak up a lot of the liquid. So it's a very solid stew.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know what to call it because it's not really just a roast because I shredded up the roast and it's just more of not a gumbo, but it's just kind of it's a hodgepodge. It's a cassoulet. Yeah. But dude, it was so good. Just that bean, meat, bacon combo was so good. But it had like I used red wine. He calls for white. But I figured like since I was swapping beef for goose, swapping white wine for red wine would kind of fit my protein a bit better.
Oh yeah.
Turned out good. Yeah, I liked it.
I'd recommend Stephanie to eat it.
Try it again. Yeah, she did.
Good.
Well, the boys wouldn't touch it, of course, but more for me. But it's beef, it's not wild game, so
right.
Man, they're in their picky phase. I got a 2-year-olds and a 4-year-old, Tyler, and they are one 2-year-old is eating really good, and the other 2 are super picky.
Yeah, we like to say that my 3-year-old has 8 food groups, and they're just basically the 8 foods that she eats.
Chicken nuggets, ice cream.
No, chicken nuggets, cookies, chicken nuggets, ice cream, dots, pretzels, grape nuts, the cereal. Actually, we just pound through those. Yes,
grape nuts.
That's awesome. I love
all things.
Yes. Oh, it's okay. Eat as many of those as you can because it's like enriched with vitamins and minerals, and that's about the only place it's coming.
Dude,
from,
all that fiber, though. Oof, that's scary.
Yeah.
Yikes. Well, shoot. Today's episode might be just super chill. I don't know where it's gonna go necessarily, but being on Upduck, obviously, we would love to chat about ducks, eating ducks, cooking ducks. We just did an episode, you and I and your crew, on eating ducks, so we might defer to that. So if we've got some different things we might want to share, but listeners, check out the Upduck episode. I don't know the numbers yet. As of this recording, it is unreleased, but we'll put it in the show notes. A link to the Upduck chat. I thought it turned out pretty cool. Yeah. I liked it. But yeah, essentially, like we're just kind of curious what's happening in Tyler's kitchen. In our Upduck episode, you mentioned you love to cook, so let's dive into that a little bit. So you got Dutch babies. What else you got poking around in there?
It's a good question. I wish I could say I had more duck in my kitchen, but it was not a great year for me.
Oh no.
It was one of those years.
Is season officially done? Like, are you closed out for duck up there?
We are done.
Oh,
really? Yeah, there's a late goose, but where I'm at, there's I live in the most populous part of Wisconsin, and where there happens to be the highest density of hunters. So it's really hard to get access to field hunt geese. So there's late goose season. I just don't have a ton of access for that. So I'm pretty much done until that Oklahoma trip, which we talked about on that episode.
Yeah.
It'll be episode 72.
72.
The Upduck podcast. So that'll be great. We talked about that trip and different things we could try for ducks, because I just haven't killed that many ducks in my life, and I don't get too adventurous with it. If I'm being real honest. I have one go-to recipe, and it works out. It's just amazing, right? Orange and duck is like the flavor profile combo,
so good,
right? That you read about, right? And so it's literally orange juice and Worcestershire sauce, right? Marinate your duck breast in that, cast iron skillet and go. Like, especially if you shoot holes in your duck breast and your skin and you screw that up like I do often, right? It's really easy. You don't need to, you don't need that. Or I'll try to leave the skin on, right? And then put it in the cast iron. Those are my go-to duck recipes, but I don't have a ton of wild game in my kitchen right now. I've got a lot of Dutch baby pancakes. I use the cast iron for some pork tenderloins today. Nice. So those will be meals for a couple of days for us. That's a protein my children will actually eat some days.
Tenderloin,
yeah.
Now, when you say pork tenderloin, I'm thinking of something different. Being an Indiana boy, just like the breaded, real thin, flat. Is that what you're doing, or like the actual hunk of meat?
The whole tenderloin hunk of it.
Gotcha. Right? Yeah.
So I'll season that. Put a little oil in my cast iron, and I'll turn it up high and get a crust on the outside, and then pop it into the oven. That was my lazy way of doing it today, because it's like 28 degrees. And I just didn't want to get the smoker out and smoke it.
Well, dude, that tip right there exactly is so Chef Allen, we had on a couple episodes ago, head chef at Bluebeard. He talks about using gentle heat a lot, and like that's definitely something I need to take advantage of more. But like I said, get that crust on your range top where it's like a lot hotter than a lot of people think, and then just slip that in the oven and just like slow and steady, just gentle heat is the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, I love cooking my steaks that way.
Nice.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
It's game changer. Yeah. According to Alan, I need to try it out myself officially.
Yeah, Corey, what do you do for the smoke? Right, that's the only downfall. Is like, I'm smoking up the house and I'm using a cast iron.
So what oil are you cooking with?
I'll use like a canola or a peanut oil, something with a higher.
No, you gotta get rid of that. Get with like a tallow or a ghee.
Okay.
So
some more fats,
like
more
especially
fats than oils.
Like if you can get like tallow, obviously from like your butcher or even buying tallow is fine too. I don't feel like we ever have enough on our deer to do deer tallow. Our deer down here aren't like super thick. I mean, unless you're out in like Switzerland County, and none of us hunt like out in Switzerland or Ohio County. They're not really.
I've had some really fat ones in the past.
Yeah,
when the weather gets cold quick.
Yeah, and I'm hoping the dude that we drop tomorrow is going to be fat. So nice. I'm calling it now. We're going to drop him tomorrow.
Yes. Corey's taking his daughter out hunting tomorrow.
Muzzleloader season. So and then ghee is like, I mean, that's my go-to. I do a lot of ghee. And you can make your own ghee at home. It's super simple by browning your butter and getting it real hot.
Is that when they you separate the butter?
Yep.
So that cook it in like the solids,
that liquid out on top, and you scoop all that out, and then you run it through cheesecloth. Everything that's left, that nice golden color, that's the ghee.
So the liquid part, not the solids from the butter,
right,
is the ghee.
Right.
Copy. Yeah, and that's got a high smoke point.
Yes.
Okay.
The highest.
Oh, nice.
Okay. That's good. I can work with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, just using fats instead of oils is going to make it taste way better too.
Yeah. Try. So we don't have any of those oils in our house. The only oils we have in our house are avocado oil. Is sometimes we use for cooking, but that's more like eggs. Something that's really fast and you don't need high heat. But and then we don't cook with olive oil because it goes rancid really really quickly at a flash point. So we use that for like salads and like a topping. But it's either coconut oil, ghee, or tallow.
Okay. Nice. Interesting.
Yeah, I use avocado a lot, but it's such a strong flavor that it's kind of off-putting on some dishes.
Yeah, I would encourage you to like spend the $9 or $12 on a jar of organic ghee first before you go and make your own, because you can go and get like what is it? What's the really high quality? Was it Irish?
Beats me.
It's I don't know. It's Irish stuff or Amish butter. You can go and then make it yourself, but it is a process. But it's like probably between $9 and $12 for a jar.
Nice.
Yeah. Take a look at that.
I think my goal is just gonna be shoot more ducks, and I'll render some duck fat.
Yeah, I will.
Doesn't sound like a bad goal to me.
We always have a good time. We may strike out sometimes, but we have a good time.
Yes. Well, Tyler, let's shift back to birds here. I know you're an upland hunter as well. What's the pheasant situation looking like in Wisconsin these days? Is that season a lot longer than duck, or?
It does. So it's open. It's open through January 5th. Nice. There's not a lot of wild birds, honestly, in Wisconsin. So what happens is the DNR plants birds on public land, and that's what you end up chasing. We've
got a little bit of that around here, but I haven't done a whole lot.
I'm a dog guy, so that's sort of my excuse to go out hunting more. I can sneak out for like a pheasant hunt a lot easier than I can a deer hunt. Yeah. And my wife's like, that's great. You got to take, that's what they're for, right? That's their purpose. They're trained. That's what they're meant to do. So, but after January 5th, I'll extend that season by going on some game hunts and stuff, which is just good. It's great for the dogs. Bird contacts are a great thing. It's a whole separate topic I could talk about for hours on end.
Well, you got a podcast all about that, right?
I do. We don't need to talk about that here, but that usually leads to quite a bit of pheasants in the freezer.
Yes. Yeah. What's your go-to recipe there for cooking them up?
I actually I have a fried chicken recipe, like a breaded fried chicken recipe.
Ooh.
Yes, it's a little bit spicy. It's got enough cayenne in it where it heats your palate up, and it's really good. The thing that I've learned through failure though is I have to like be very delicate with my pheasants, as in like I need to soak them in buttermilk or a brine and tenderize them.
100%, yeah.
Yep.
The brine is critical, on a pheasant. They dry out really quickly, in my experience. Yeah, cooking.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you had them get real stringy on you as well?
A little bit, but I think that was because I undercooked it. Okay. Like I kept it like it might have just been a tick over rare, but like it was under. It was really good, but it was under.
Yep. Yeah, and we talked a little bit in that episode we did, episode 72 of the Upduck podcast, about leaving meat on the bone as long as possible.
Yeah.
And that's something that I don't do, right? Sure. I haven't done in the past, and so that's where like not doing that, you got to brine too, because that tenderizes it and then makes it more like, hey, it's like a piece of fried chicken. Nobody actually knows if it's pheasant. Like I've served it to my family before, and they're like, "Wow, this tastes just like this is amazing. This is so good." And it's
That's awesome. I think I mentioned on your episode that I had an experience with fried chicken, and I haven't had fried chicken in a long time because I got food poisoning. But I think I would try that pheasant. It's not chicken, so it counts.
It's chicken. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. That's my go-to. I'll do like a pheasant chili too. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. It's not, I prefer the venison chili recipe that I like, that I.
So is it like a red chili still, but with pheasant, or?
No.
Like a white chili.
It's like a white chili.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. I've experimented with it a little bit. It's a great way to use up like lots of birds, especially when it's cold, right in the Midwest from January through March. It's not I would rather have the fried pheasant, honestly.
Oh, okay.
That's just tastes better. But everything fried tastes better.
I think so. Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, Corey, we had a chat about you do a lot of white chilies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we kind of like discussed like a turkey leg chili, like do a pheasant leg white chili.
Yeah.
Like that'd be sick. I think that'd be really good.
I agree. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, man, that would be really good. I've never had pheasant, so.
Okay.
How would you describe pheasant? It's like definitely more chicken.
Yeah, more
chicken. It's a white meat.
It's a white meat. Very, very lean, can dry out really fast.
Okay.
The string, like the stringy thing, it's got a little bit different texture, right? If you don't treat it well,
they run a lot more than chicken, so like the tendons are crazy and
and so like if you're serving it to like family, that's what they'll notice the texture more than the taste. The taste is
so you have to take. Oh, there goes your battery power.
My lights are freaking out on me.
So would you say like so if you're feeding like a family of 4, you need like 4 birds, like 1 bird per person, or like a couple birds?
I guess
is
your family a big eater or not? I mean, the breasts they're not chicken breasts that you buy at the store that are like pumped full of stuff and are huge.
I would say they're about the size of a mallard, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
maybe a tick under.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Based on the pheasants I've seen.
It's like
South Dakota.
2 or 3 for a family of 4 would be good.
I think so.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. They're delicious birds, and it is a fun hunt. Just
I've always wanted to go
around, and
we have a decent long season here. I mean, it was from the November 1st to the December 15th this year.
Okay. Yeah, just like Tyler's, hunting. It's kind of a put and take. So very few wild birds here.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah. We should change that, Corey.
Yeah, I would love to.
I would love to do a pheasant hunt. It's just like crazy fun. Like the dogs are running around and they kick them up, and
I need to go.
You'll have the odd bird that you kick up yourself, and like after you're done peeing your pants, then you can like take a shot.
I need to get up north and do a north hunt. I mean, it's long overdue. Tyler, 4 years ago, I had a traumatic incident up in the Boundary Waters, and so Chris has actually been a huge part in getting me back into the wilderness because I had to be life lighted out of the Boundary Waters, and so took me a while to get back into it. But Chris has been played a huge part in getting me back out there. So I need to get a northern hunt in to kind of have some restitution for that trip.
I think pheasant would be a good way to do that.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I agree. We can talk offline when we hit stop record here. Right. I'll bring the dogs. I don't need to carry a gun. Yes. That's my whole jam was my dogs. So
that's awesome.
Dude, dogs is like the game changer with pheasant hunting. Like if you don't have dogs, like A, I think your success rates are going to plummet. But B, it's just like I said, it is scary. When you kick up a bird, they are so loud. It just like they don't move until the last second.
Man, that's I think do you feel when you're out there do you feel way less safe just because of the way the hunt is? Because it's basically a drive, right? You're driving the dogs.
Yeah. So
you just got to be with some super responsible people.
You do. I mean, I don't hunt with there's like in states that have a lot of birds, right? You'll see big groups of guys and there'll be pushers and blockers, right? And you'll have a line of pushers with the dogs and they're pushing the birds to the end of the field because the birds will run to the end of the field and then they'll fly. And then the dogs will also kick up birds along the way. So that's where you got to be really careful. I'm usually hunting solo or with like 1 or 2 other guys. And so we just walk in a line. And the thing with pheasants, right, especially if you've done some duck hunting, is ducks fly really fast. Pheasants do not. You have forever in a day to shoot pheasants. So you have time for them to get up. You have time to make a decision. Is the bird high enough so the dogs are safe? Is it flying in the direction of another hunter? You've got time to think about that and then pop your gun up. And
that's what we need to get Andy into first before ducks. He'd have a higher success rate.
Yeah. If only it was easier here in central Indiana.
Yes. Sorry, I took us down the dog route there.
But it's good. It's good. We like it.
It's
your kitchen. You know, it's your show.
Yeah. It's all right.
Well, yeah, back to food. Have you, I know you've chatted with John Wallace in the past. He's got a Chick-fil-A wannabe recipe, doesn't he? Did you guys talk about that? I forget.
We did, and you're talking to the wrong co-host of the Upduck podcast, because Jeff is the one. He actually tried it and made it and said it was amazing. Good. Said it was so good. I just haven't gotten around to doing it.
Okay. Oh, we got to do it.
Is that does he use pickle juice?
Yes.
To brine that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he does. He
remembering correctly. I've got a jar in my fridge right now of some horseradish pickles. And I just ate the last pickle, and I was about to dump the jar down the sink, but then I'm like, wait, I'm chatting to Tyler about pheasants. Like, maybe I'll reserve this. So it's sitting in my fridge now, and I guess I need a pheasant now to try it with. Or maybe I'll do chicken, but because I don't think duck marinating in pickle juice. Maybe I'll sacrifice one breast to experiment, but something in the back of my mind is thinking like that might not be a smart idea. Listeners, tell me, what do you think? Mallard breast marinated in pickle juice, yay or nay?
I wonder though if you paired it with like a citrus sauce.
A citrus pickle mallard? Maybe. We'll see. I'm just worried about what the pickle juice is going to do long term.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the pheasant can take it, but I mean, duck's not necessarily more delicate than a pheasant. I don't know. I'll try it.
There's something about it that doesn't sound like it's going to go together.
Yeah. But that pickled pheasant, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm into it. Well, yeah, try that out. We'll look up John Wallace. He's Wild Game Chef on Instagram. I'll ask him what he thinks about the mallard, and I'll report. Yes. Yes. It's a good episode. What else are you guys shooting from Upduck? I know some geese. We should probably have a chat about Goose. And I know we chatted on our episode the other day, but I know one of your early on episodes, you guys were chatting about feeding all your geese to your dogs. And I know that's changed recently here. Have you done much with Goose?
I have not shot a goose this year, actually. Yeah. Unfortunately, it just hasn't worked out. There are guys who are in our area that we know of that feed geese to their dogs.
I mean, they got to eat too, and they're eating really good. Yeah. I'm gonna say that. That's all I'm gonna say.
For me, what I'm looking to do is probably get in with a group, and there's the place that I will take my deer to get like venison sticks made and summer sausage, because that's venison that my daughters will actually eat.
Okay.
You can take like goose in there and they'll make like goose sticks out of it.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes. So that when we were talking about goose pastrami, and I've had that in the back of my mind because I pretty sure I own the same meat eater cookbook as you, and there's a goose pastrami recipe in there that I've wanted to try. And it just so happened to work out that this year I have not shot a goose at all. I've not even pulled the trigger on a goose. I've only missed ducks. A lot of ducks.
Chris, is your goose pastrami from Meat Eater?
It is. Yep.
Dude,
I kind of tweak it up now and again.
It's listen. I get it. It's Meat Eater's recipe. Chris's pastrami is the only way I'll eat geese.
Don't say that.
It's amazing, dude. It really is that good.
Try the jerky I make too.
Well, I was gonna say, okay, I guess I have had the jerky.
Okay.
Your jerky as well. But man, the pastrami, pretty phenomenal.
Yeah. I definitely based it off of that Meat Eater recipe. I add a little bit more pepper, so either cayenne or like chili flakes, just because my palate, I like the spicier things a little bit better. So I heat mine up a little bit.
That's okay. That sounds. I think I would probably like that too, though.
Yes. Yeah.
You need a slow-mo video of like cutting into that pastrami nice and thin.
Oh man, it's so good. I think Eric's got some plans to be here for ATA. So if I have some in my freezer, I'll have him bring one back for you.
When is the ATA again? Do you know off the top of your head?
Early January.
It is.
It's
Yeah,
it's either right before SHOT or right after.
It's before SHOT. I'll be at SHOT Show.
Copy.
January. I think Eric's heading down on January 7th or 8th. And that is the day that I'm coming back from that guided waterfowl trip in Oklahoma.
Oh,
so
geez.
I will not be at ATA.
Probably shouldn't make that trip.
Probably not for my own fatigue sake.
Yeah.
And survival, as well as
any family.
Family too. That's kind of the most important one.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Tyler, what else are you guys cooking in the household there?
We've got we're a sourdough family actually. So
yeah,
we got I baked a loaf this morning.
Oh, you did?
It is, 3/4 gone already. Yeah, that's
yes.
I've got five loaves on Friday that I'm making for our Saturday Christmas.
Dang.
Do you experiment at all, or you stay pretty basic?
For the actual sourdough, pretty basic. I don't actually have any salt in my recipe either. It's literally starter and water and then flour. And because we buy salted butter, so then the salt will come from the salted butter, especially when it's fresh out of the oven and it's hot and it just melts on there, and it's just out of this world.
So you use an active starter. So I typically do not.
Okay.
So I guess mine falls a little bit more into that artisan category with the serious sourdough people. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm making a 3-ingredient, very healthy. But I have started to experiment with it. And Chris, would you say, which one did you like the cinnamon, the brown sugar and cinnamon one, or did you like the berry one?
Yes.
Better. Yeah. So I've started doing.
They were both awesome.
I started experimenting with it and adding things after that second proof. You can pretty much add whatever you want to it. So, herbs and garlic and cheddar and stuff. So I started doing one that now it's unfortunate because now all of our friends and family are asking me to make it every time we have a function. But it's brown sugar, cinnamon, and honey.
It's so good.
In it, man.
Yeah. Your daughters would eat that. Yeah.
Yes, they would totally eat that.
It's so much better than monkey bread.
Yeah, I think so.
Is it that? So those ingredients, I wouldn't imagine they affect the bake. But when you're adding like cheddar and some of that stuff, is that affecting your bake?
No. So you do it after the second proof.
Okay.
Sorry, I have a military chopper going over my house right now.
That's okay.
Holy crap, my house is shaking. He was low.
I didn't really hear it. But...
So after the second proof, that's when you can roll it out and add that stuff to it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm using an active starter, so I just haven't strayed from that. But I have used the starter I've done focaccia with it.
Yeah.
Everyone. That is so good.
Yeah, it's amazing. So you can do that. So take that, and instead of your olive oil and stuff like that, do honey and brown sugar and cinnamon.
Dude.
Okay. I could be down for that.
Corey's gonna do sweetbreads. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds.
It's so good. And then if you start doing a berry one thing I've learned with the berry ones is if you don't add a sugar layer, it's really, really tart. You don't get the sweetness that you want. So you roll it out and then you put a layer of sugar. You spread a layer of sugar down on your butter. So you butter it after you roll it out. Throw your layer of decently put sugar on there. Take all of your berries, so whatever berries you're using, and roll them in flour. And then you then you throw them down, and then you roll it up, fold it up, however you do it. The flour keeps all of the berries from sinking in the batter while it's baking. So you add that, man. It's pretty phenomenal. Pretty good.
That's a hot tip right there. That's a hot tip.
Yes.
Have you? So I've done so we do a lot of sourdough crust pizza, actually, in our house. That's like, we have as much of that as we actually eat loaves of sourdough. I'm usually giving a loaf a week away. And I just keep my starter going in the fridge.
Yeah.
But the sourdough pizza is like the thing, especially as it gets colder out. We eat it, once a week, and it's
nice.
It's ruined takeout pizza.
Yeah, Colton, our other co-host, says the same thing. We don't eat a lot of pizza in our house because I'm lactose intolerant. Sure. But yeah, it's Colton. Colton loves him some discard pizza.
Well, he does tortillas a lot too, like just sourdough tortillas for tacos and that'd be sick.
Ooh, I could get down with that. I've done sourdough pancakes. Those are delicious. Yeah.
Yes, your discard. So any of your discard, man, pizza crust. He does. I think all of his discard for a lot of tortillas. He said, I think Colton eats probably tacos 2 or 3 nights a week.
He's got to, the way he talks about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Tacos are amazing, right?
His wife's a huge sourdough freak, so she is into it.
Oh
she's got this recipe.
When she makes super pretty ones too, like strawberry pink, and they're beautiful. It's hard to eat them because they look so good.
Okay.
It's not hard.
Yeah, I would describe mine as rustic.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, mine don't ever. They look good when you're looking at them, but I'm still learning how to do my cuts, and when I'm doing my deep cut.
Oh, you're like your designs on top?
Yeah, I don't stray from I just do the typical fat cut, and then maybe some leaf cuts down the side, but outside of that, Jess just sent me some stuff. She wants me to make a Santa Claus for Saturday, and she sent me the video how to do it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler, after your duck trip, I want to see you make like a duck pizza. Come back with one of those, and
that sounds amazing.
See how that turns out.
Actually, I'm not sure.
I guess how would you cook the duck? Like, probably keep it like super rare.
I think so.
Just throw it on at the last possible second.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Throw it on the last second, like a homemade sausage pizza where you cook the sausage first.
Now, I guess like how do you do your pizzas? Like, is it like just straight like kitchen oven, or do you have like a dedicated pizza oven?
It's a kitchen oven cranked up to 550 on a pizza stone.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
It's probably like a 5 to 10 minute bake.
Yeah.
For the pizza,
about 9, depending on how much toppings you have. My wife puts way too many toppings on it, and then
I'm trying to think.
She doesn't get the rise in the middle. It drives me crazy. I'm like, it looks raw in the middle because you're not getting the rise you need to. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that much would overcook your duck. So maybe do you could do like duck leg if you like slow cooked them and pulled them.
That would be good.
And then just use the pulled duck.
Yeah,
that would survive.
If you just threw it on super last second and with one last second layer of cheese on top to kind of hold it in place. If you do the breast, so cook your breast the way you would cook it. Yeah.
And then just like in the skillet with skin on, whatever. Slice it real thin, almost like prosciutto thin. Oh my gosh. Oh, that'd be good. Yeah.
That'd be good. And then just throw that on really last second, the last like 3 minutes or 2 minutes with
maybe the last 30 seconds, just enough to get a little bit of cheese melted on top of it.
Yeah, that would be phenomenal.
Oh my word, yeah.
It sounds amazing. The inspiration is flowing right now. So I'm like, I need to jot some notes down here.
How about some?
Well, we've got a pizza episode. Scotty and Carly were talking about their pizza, and they bought this cheese. Oh gosh, burrata, I think it is. Have you heard of that? Do you use this cheese?
We don't. No, we still
you need to try it. It's like it's a ball of mozzarella. I think it's ish. Mozzarella ish, but it's this ball of cheese, and you cut it open, and it's like filled with more cheese. Like cheese just like oozes out. But this cheese just like melts to perfection on top of this pizza.
It's like one of those ASMR videos for sure.
It was such a good cheese. So if you see burrata, buy that for your duck pizza.
Okay. I would. I'm awesome. all over that.
Yes.
What kind of stone do you have?
Oh, that's a good question. It's got to be. It's a decade old. I don't even know.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, I think we got it as a I think we got it as a wedding gift.
Yes.
That's
And I
awesome.
don't like someone bought it for us. I have no idea what it is, but it
I
works.
have a buddy that makes them.
Okay.
They're pretty awesome. They're a cast iron, so they're
sick.
like basically like a generational thing. But it's called Pizzori.
Pizzori.
Okay.
Pizzori.
Okay.
Super great dude. Love him to death. They're super cool. They come. They're pretty awesome, man. I was trying to. I have a manufacturing distribution business, and I was trying to get him to get me to let me distribute them from the Midwest, but can't touch those Miami dock prices, man. But check that out, Pizzori. They're pretty awesome.
Okay, I'll check that out. Do you bake in a? Do you have a bread maker, Corey, or are you using a Dutch oven for your sourdough?
No, so I use a Dutch oven, but I have, with probably the last several months, I have switched to open bake. So I'm just forming, no loaf pans, no nothing. Just form. I'm actually taking my loaf pan, and I will put about an inch to inch and a half of water in it, and then I throw it on the bottom shelf, and just kind of let that steam do its own thing. But I've been just open on parchment paper and baking sheets.
Okay. All right.
So sometimes they don't. I mean, I don't have the greatest form. Sometimes they always stay in a relative circle. But I just
rustic.
found a gem of a second Dutch oven. Chris, I think I texted the group a picture. It is the ugliest skin pink that you've ever seen in your life. Very 80s, but it was $10 at a garage sale. Nice. I couldn't pass it up. Dutch oven for $10.
Take it,
please.
All day, every day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Zach, well, Tyler, we don't need to keep you too much later. I know it's pretty late. Like I said, we've all got kids. We've all got Christmas shopping to do still. So
yeah,
definitely some wrapping. Any parting thoughts here before we log off?
My only parting thought is we need to talk more, because I think
Yeah.
I just need to talk with people who are enthused about cooking, like you guys are, because that gives me the inspiration to stepping out of your comfort zone. I think that's the biggest thing, right?
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, especially when we've got little people that are extremely picky, it really sucks making two meals.
Yeah.
It's like you've got the grown-up meal that they won't touch, but it's phenomenal. And then you got your kid meal that it's safe. They're going to eat it. And just it blows making two every single night.
I think the thing that you have to just be prepared for is chances are you're going to ruin some meals. And you just 100%. Have to know, like, you know what? That wasn't even a single, dude. I ground it out to the pitcher. But sometimes you're gonna hit that home run, and people are gonna love it. My kids are at an age, Tyler, where I've got almost 11 and almost 9, and so they, my 9-year-old is pretty much a vegetarian outside of Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets, but my almost 11-year-old, I'm not allowed to cook a wild game meat unless she gets some too. And so I'm very fortunate that I get to experience that with her.
She's Corey number 2.
She That's really awesome. Is. Yes. We'll see though. If she actually pulls the trigger tomorrow, we'll see. She's either going to fall in love with it, or it'll scar her for the rest of her life.
Oh, no.
So we'll see. She hasn't shot anything yet. So,
oh man.
But I've tried. My big thing is I try to find stuff that they will like, and if I can make it fun, and sometimes I win, sometimes I lose.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. Yeah. Well, if you haven't listened already, two big episodes that we've done that I would recommend listening to would be our interview with Chef Allen, and we'll link it below because I forget numbers. He had some really awesome tips and tricks, just like general cooking stuff. But he's a wizard in the kitchen, so he can cook. But then Harvesting Nature we did a chat with them. That was a little bit prior to that. So again, we'll link it below. Yeah, our chat with Justin and Adam from Harvesting Nature, like they had some awesome tips and tricks. And a big tip from that Harvesting Nature chat was like how to rescue a dish that you've kind of broken. So
yeah,
you're cooking it, you're mid-cook, it's kind of going downhill. Like, yeah.
How do you save it?
Justin had some tips on like how to resurrect this meal that's going south on you.
Puree it.
No guaranteed it's going to be kid safe, but at least you'll eat it instead of pitching the whole thing. So, but Corey's right. Like you'll strike out a few times, and like experimenting that's what it takes.
I tell people I have cookbooks to look nice, but I don't really ever follow them. 9 times out of 10, I also don't have what the ingredients are in my kitchen too.
Yeah. Well, Chef Alan's big thing was like we've all got our own food memories. And so like just because Corey wrote this book and it's all about his history and what he likes, that doesn't mean we're going to like it. So like you got to like look at Corey's recipe and like decipher out like, okay, like I'm going to change this, and this, and now I'm going to like it. And I can change that. And like maybe my kid will eat it.
Yep.
So
yeah. It's sort of like, I think the thing that I've learned is recipes, they're like a guide, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You don't have to follow it step by step per se. Like you were
unless
saying,
you're baking,
right? Yeah.
If you're baking, you follow that thing to the T.
Yes, exactly. Right.
Well, that's chemistry. That's not cooking.
Right.
I'm gonna get some hate mail from all the bakers out there, man.
Yeah, we don't need a meat souffle truffle.
That sounds kind of good. I'll be honest. I'm a little hungry right now. I'll try it out. Sick. Oh man. Well, let's wrap it up. It's gonna be a short, sweet episode. Tyler, really appreciate you being here. You kind of already gave us a few recipes. I mean, do you want to is there any? Can you go deeper on your duck marinade? Is it really just orange juice and Worcestershire?
Literally, like actual. I'm not pouring orange juice. I'm taking like oranges or kiwis, and I'm actually squeezing
fresh squeezed.
Nice,
yep,
even better.
Squeezed. Yep, and then Worcestershire sauce. I'm not measuring. I'm eyeballing. Okay. That's the thing with that one. I'm eyeballing. Yep, with that one. Yes. That's the thing. But I swear by that recipe. I mean, Chris,
just those 2 things.
Foam Fest. Yeah, just 2 things. That's it.
Okay, nice.
You came to Foam Fest. And you're like, hey, what's a recipe? And I told you, and we talked about that one. I said, hey, it is a month until duck season, and this is all I can think about eating right now. Because it's just.
Have you tried it on anything else or just duck?
Just duck.
Yeah.
Just duck.
It would work with goose.
Just I've got some Cornish hens in the freezer right now. Wonder if that would be good. Like
that'd be more
like my Fanta brine.
Okay. That'd be good. Ooh. The hens would be good in that pickles. So maybe maybe I need to give you my pickle juice and you can do that.
Bro, we stay stacked with pickles.
Nice.
But I think going back to that though, pickles, I feel like the pickle brine is good with like white meat.
I think so. Yeah.
I think you can pretty much like turkey, pheasant, probably chicken. I think that's really where you got to stay in that lane.
Dude, you got me thinking like somehow about jerky. Well, I was thinking about Tyler's marinade and like how that would make some awesome goose jerky. I think like just that salty, sweet, tangy.
Yeah, because that orange juice.
But now you got me thinking about like a pheasant pickle jerky. It sounds like equally disturbing as it does interesting. But the next person to shoot a pheasant, make some pickle brine jerky out of this pheasant.
Listen, we need to get some pheasant. We need to see how good it goes. If it goes well, now we have our first OKistCook jerky stick.
Yes,
never been on the market.
The pickled pheasant jerky. It's gonna be a winner.
Okay. We're gonna make this happen.
Yes.
Right? We're gonna get you guys as many pheasants as possible.
Yes, just send them in the mail.
Yes.
Send him down with Eric. We'll trade pheasant for pastrami.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting off the rails here, so we better package it up here. So Tyler, really appreciate you. Where can we find you? We know Okayest Hunter, Upduck.
Yeah. So
the
biggest thing, pretty much any social channel, you're going to be able to find Upduck and Okayest Hunter.
Yeah.
I think Instagram is Okayest_Hunter. Upduck is just @Upduck. Or Upduck Co. I can't remember off the top of my head. You'll find us on TikTok.
Check out the show notes. Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, you can check there. I do have a personal profile as well if you really want to follow me. I'm not that interesting.
Yeah.
You're gonna see some like hunting stuff. You're gonna see a lot of family stuff though too, right?
There you go.
That's where everything revolves around there too.
Yeah.
So
I think 100% like Upduck is super cool follow. Yeah, love the stories. I don't have dogs, but like I appreciate the energy you put into your dogs and like the love and care you show for them. So super cool seeing your dogs work. It's like I love
my dogs are my
seeing
babies.
that.
Yeah. They're my babies. First babies.
There it is. Cool. Yeah, thanks for joining us tonight, Tyler. And hope you guys have a great holiday season and a phenomenal trip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and there goes my light. Hey, timing.
Yeah. No,
Batteries.
Appreciate it very much. Love coming on here. I love talking cooking. I'm certainly not sophisticated in the kitchen, but yeah, I very much enjoy it.
Yeah. Send those pics.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
especially that duck sourdough pizza. I'm craving that now.
Me too.
All right, we'll chat later, guys. Appreciate you.
Yeah, have a good one.